welcome to today's episode of your favorite daily podcast. A couple of things, a podcast about things. Today we are on episode 140, which is wild to me, but let's get into the episode. So, I really struggled with what to talk about today. Um, I have some things lined up. I've done a couple of conversations with friends, but I just don't feel ready to publish them yet. And there are some topics that I have, but I don't think I fleshed them out enough to talk about them. I'm still chewing on them in my brain and letting my subconscious do the work. But I think something that I've been thinking about with this podcast is I remember that around this time last year, maybe not this time, but like maybe later in May, I remember I was during summer. I got hit with this really terrible cold and I lost my voice. Like for like almost 2 weeks, I couldn't talk properly. Like nobody could hear me. I had to type everything I wanted to say and have people read them. And I was just thinking about it recently that like, what if I lose my voice again? And how am I going to publish a daily podcast without any voice? So that's what has been bugging me. And I know that I need to probably have some backup episodes recorded should something like that happen, or like if I feel sick or something, because every summer that I've so far, like since I moved, this is going to be my third summer, I always fall sick. I hope I don't fall sick this summer again because the weather has actually been ridiculous again. Like we're going to the mid upper 20s and then we're having like 15s in the teens. I'm like, what is happening? Peak aside, what is going on? But yeah, so that is something that I've been thinking. That's something that has been on my mind lately. Like, what happens if I can't record this for some reason? Before we go on, subscribe if you haven't. Okay, let's continue. And this concern has actually become more like in my mind because I've been sneezing a lot lately and I feel like I'm about to have a cold, which is not a very great thing and is not keeping me very encouraged, like the prospects of that for this daily podcast endeavor. And while there are all these tools that talk about like cloning your voice or whatever, I don't think I reached that level of comfort with technology. Where I can, because I think the tool I'm currently using, it allows you, like, you can type out what you want to say and then it will make up the recording for you, but I haven't gotten to that level of trust yet, and I think I have to pay extra, like, to use that feature. So that's going to be an expensive endeavor. Maybe I'll just have guests episodes where people just come and talk without me, not like an interview conversation, like TED style, TED Talk style, where you just come and talk about like an idea that you like to share. Um, yeah, maybe that's what I'll do if I actually lose my voice. What else is on my mind today? I guess today's episode is a what's on your mind today episode. Another random thing that I've been thinking about is how, like, when you are in a system that works, like trains run on schedule, all these kinds of thing, when there's a fault in the system, it disrupts everything and there's no backup. So last Thursday, something was wrong with the banking system here and all the cards were not working on all the POS machines. And I had gone out with a friend, somebody that I just, well, I wouldn't, they're not a friend, they're an acquaintance actually. Somebody that I was just meeting for the first time here. And when we was time for us to pay for our food, the POS wasn't working. And then it turns out that, oh, it was like everywhere. It was like a whole nationwide thing and all the payment systems. I mean, there was alternatives. There's this thing we have here called Tiki. So we're able to pay by Tiki eventually. But I just thought about how, like, when you have a very efficient system, one small fault and the whole thing comes tumbling down. Like how one delay on one train track can literally disrupt every other thing that follows, that like is on that train track. and it just messes up your whole schedule for the rest of the day, especially when you have like connections and transfers, which is why I hate transfers. God. But if you have a transfer and your first train is delayed even by 1 or 2 minutes, it can mean the difference between you waiting another 30 minutes or 15 minutes or even an hour to make your connecting train. That happened to me one time. The most annoying thing, oh my god. So I went to visit my friend in The Hague, and I was taking the tram from her house to the main train station to then get a train to come back to Amsterdam. And literally the tram just stopped like on the road. They made an announcement that something there was a hold up. And because the tram stopped, I couldn't make my connecting train to get to Amsterdam. And I had to wait like 30 minutes or more for the next train. I was so pissed. Actually, it was more than 30 minutes because the next train was in 30 minutes, but that train wasn't passing by my train station. So I had to wait for the one that will pass by my train station. I could have taken that first one, then I would have had to take another train again. So it was just very annoying. Like all these, when everything has its timing and structure and everything, something goes wrong, then everything is scattered. What else is on my mind today? Um, I've been thinking about like with how everybody's talking about how AI and automation, blah blah blah. If AI takes over everybody's job, you guys think about it. It's like, let's say in this tech bro utopia reality, AI takes over everybody's job. How would everybody then make money to be able to buy goods and services? Have you thought about that? Well, obviously, I know that people thinking about that and they're talking about universal basic income and all of those things, but that was just something that was on my mind. Also, I think something is wrong with my mic. My audio has been weird of late. I've noticed it and I don't know how to fix it. I've tried different variations and different ways of using the mic, but it's just not working. Like the audio is really low and I don't know what to do about it. If you have thoughts and suggestions about what I can do to fix it, please help me. Yeah, I guess that's it for today. Thank you for listening to my random thoughts and ramblings on May 20. Um, if you have any random thoughts on your mind that you like to share, you can put them in the comments as well. Thanks for listening. Bye. Thank you for listening to today's episode of A Couple of Things. If there was anything you found interesting or insightful or you enjoyed the episode, please do share to someone or multiple people. Like, leave a comment, and definitely do subscribe and all the nice things. Bye. Here is your regular reminder that I am accepting questions and topic suggestions. Also, you can now nominate yourself or someone else to be featured on the podcast to talk about anything that you find interesting. And you can do all of this, whether submitting a question or nominating yourself or someone, through the link in the show notes.